Now, what is when somebody says, "Oh, are you a motivational speaker?" Or when someone says, "Oh, you should be a motivational speaker. You should be all these different things." I am not for or against anything, so to speak, but what I am for is clarity. What is that? What is the difference between a motivational speaker and somebody just speaking, right? So the word motivation, what does that word actually mean? When someone says motivation, or when someone says motivational speaker, what is it they are doing?
Somebody who not impresses, but imposes a internal reflection or internal growth to get some external response or results.
Okay, pretty good. So here's what okay, is anybody else? That was good.
Kaneshi wrote, intent is to move someone to act.
Okay, so which part of this is the acting? To get someone to act, which part of this is the acting?
I would say it might be the inspirational part, because somebody could definitely be inspired by something, and it could ignite a fire within them to respond, or somebody could be fake in their expression of being inspired, and they might still have doubt or question in their mind.
Okay, what part of this word means to act? What part of motivation, what part of this word means to act?
Kanisha wrote TION, so like the TION.
Yes, yeah. This. So when we say communication, when we say aviation, when we say relation, right? When we say these things, communication, right? Communicate. It just means communicate. The shun means the act of. So shun is the act of. Aviation, right? Aviate, to fly. Shun means the act of flying. The act of flying, the act of communicating. Relation, right? Shun, right? And talking about your relationship, like what's the relate? What are you relating to? And what's your action, right? The act of how do you act as a result of that? So the shun is the action. The action. So when you say someone is a motivational speaker, the shun is the action. What is the thing that's being acted? The shun is the action. What is the thing that's being acted? What is the act? What is it?
Motive.
Absolutely. Motive. So the speaker has the motive. So you're acting on the speaker's motive. You're acting on the speaker's motive. Well, the speaker is not you. So that is why a lot of times when people ask me or say, "Oh man, you're a good motivational speaker," or "You're a motivational speaker," or this or that, I'm like, no, I'm not. That's not what I am. That's not what I'm attempting to do. That's not my desire. I have no problem with motivational speakers. I love Eric Thomas. I grew up listening to Les Brown, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, so many great motivational speakers. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that we have to understand what we're getting in order to understand if it works, why it works, when it works, how it works, or whatever else it is, right? The motive is the thing that you're acting on. The act of is the thing that you're acting on. But whose motive is it? It's this person's. It's the speaker's motive.
Mariana on the chat had entered acting on the speaker's motive.
It's acting on the speaker's motive, absolutely. So then we have to understand, okay, if we're acting on the speaker's motive, right? What if their motives don't concern us? What if they don't relate to us? What if they don't, what if they're not ours actually? Right? Then what happens to that? To that motivation, what happens to the motivation? Because like we said, motivation is external. It's like the AAA. It's like AAA, right? When your battery is dead, somebody comes and charges it up. It's external. Yeah, it gets the internal to act, but the internal still can't act without it. So when your battery dies again, you're calling AAA the next day, the next hour. You get to work, they jump your car, then you go to work for a couple hours, come out for lunchtime, and your battery's dead again. You got to call them again. Because it only acts on the battery externally to influence it, but it's only for a second. Because it's not actually creating anything on the inside. It's just jumping something to let it run. But you're running on this. You're running on the motivation, on the power of the external. This is why a lot of times motivation doesn't last. Whether it's your own, so to speak, or whether it is someone else's. You go to church, feel good for a couple hours, come out, and by about Tuesday morning, it's a wrap. There ain't really nothing left, right? Because it's motivation, it's external, right? And it's a lot of times not even your own. The motive of the speaker is a lot of times, most often, not even your own, right?